All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go from the Rock. Cody Burke and Greg Wellen have the front row. Cale Spicer, Keegan Fleckenstein on the second row. Clay Kirchenbauer, Jacob Morgan have the third row. Adam Rubel and Andy Wilkinson on the fourth row. Andy Kirchenbauer and Vic Brown round out the top 10. Austin Ruskoff starting in 11th next to Jeffrey Goodpaster in 12th. Andrew Thornton in 13th. Patrick Pieper in 14th. Jay Briette in 15th. Richard Cragen in 16th. Shane Hoffman, Brian Hewitt, Colby Whipple, and Colton Johansson round out the top 20. Zach Mead starting in 21st next to Joe Lux in 22nd. Ryan McDaniel in 23rd next to Pujanowski in 24th. Tyler Ott, Eric Walkowiak, Bradley James, Mark Dantuma, Gary Wright, and Larry Waits round out the 30-car field here tonight. And good evening to the world's, second best race announcer, Andrew Thornton. Greg Wellen is starting from pit road. Gary Wright also appears to be starting from pit road. Larry Waits has not taken the grid. Already a few big surprises. Sun has come out. Some of the fog has lifted. As it gets hotter, more and more of that fog will dissipate. Hey, thank you, Animal. Gary Wright has jumped to pit road. Tina, I do expect this will be a good one. And here we go as they come out of turn 4. The pace truck drives in, and the green flag flies there, down and away at the Rock. Heading off into already 3 wide mid-pack. That's a gutsy move. Wow. 3 wide toward the back as well. Gary Wright is on his way out. Greg Wellen is also out. And Keegan Fleckenstein leads. He will lead the first lap. He is, this could get interesting. One of the drivers who started from pit road right in front of the field. He goes to the high side, I believe. That is Gary Wright. Looks like he gets up to speed, and everybody, the Dominator almost gets into the back of Keegan. And Cody takes the high line out of 2 to reclaim the lead. David, I hate that you missed it, buddy. Would have loved to have seen you. Indy and Clay battling side by side, father versus son, and the kid pulls ahead. Hey, good evening, Aiden. Patrick Pieper made that 3 wide move early on. It paid off. He's already up into 8, fighting forward. And Pujanowski is on a move in a big way. already up 9 spots into 15th. And Pudge is on the attack tonight. Going good, buddy. How you been? As Indy the Kid is taking second and sets it up into turn 1. Can he make it stick? Cody back underneath. And Cody reclaims the lead there quickly. A man, Indy is on the move as well, already up 7 spots. Indy fighting back, now reclaims the lead for the moment, but he's going too deep into 1 and 2, pushes up, and opens the door for the Dominator to get underneath. Who's it going to be at the line? Indy has not led a lap yet. He has now. Adam Rubel on the move as well. Now battling for 4th with Cale. Caution is out for the first time tonight. And Tyler Ott, Colby Whipple, Ryan McDaniel all involved, as well as Shane Hoffman. And Andy Kirchenbauer up front. Let's see what... Oh, Colby's got big damage. Let's see what happened. All right, there's Tyler, just pushes up into turn 1, right into Whipple. And a few drivers back behind just couldn't get it wound up. Taking a look down from the chopper. Oh, yeah, Malin, though, Colby was there. Moved to the high side to try and set up, found Colby, and sent him around. Well, Aiden, looking forward to seeing you back on track, buddy, but try not to get banned anymore. Indy Kirchenbauer is on pit road. Looks like, no, he is going to take on right sides, maybe all 4. That's a gutsy call. They are 10 laps in. So lap time's already getting slower. However, it does seem a bit early. They only had 5 sets of tires behind the wall of pit road. Some of the biggest movers right now include Pujanowski up 14 spots into 10th. Brian Hewitt up 7 spots into 11th. Bradley James up 15 spots into 12th. Joe Luck's up 8 spots into 14th. Zach Mead up into 16th. Colton Johansson up 3 spots into 17th. And Mark Dantuma up 9 spots into 19th. And lights are out on the pace car, so why don't we get a little bit loud on the restart? When the green flag drops, I'm going to stop talking and let you guys crank it up. Listen to this old school power. All right, here they come. Pace truck drops in. And the green flag flies. Crank it up, y'all. a beautiful sound, and the caution is back out. Ryan McDaniel and Cale Spicer involved. It's been a little bumpy off the start of this one. All right, looking down from the chopper, going off into 1 and 2. Oh, Ryan gets loose up top. Cale just gets it stopped, but does manage to get by. And no harm, no foul. Looks like there was one heavily damaged car back in the field. Adam Rubel is coming in. Mark Dantuma, Jade Briette, Colton Johansson, Gary Wright, Cale Spicer, and Ryan McDaniel all in. Colton Johansson got the nose of the car fixed. A lot of these drivers trying to extend that fuel window, but more importantly tonight is going to be the tires. If they did a fuel-only run tonight, they could actually go the distance on one pit stop. But tires have been the issue and will be the issue all night, including here in a moment on the restart. These drivers do have about 16 laps on this set of tires. They have to be careful on the restarts. Get on the gas too much. Those back tires spin and chaos on the front stretch. Keegan Fleckenstein on the front row. He is in control with the Dominator on the high side. Patrick Pieper now 10 spots into 4th. Richard Cragen now up 11 spots into 5th. Pudge currently in 6th and Bradley James in 7th. All right, pace truck dives to pit road. Here we go. The green flag flies again. Keegan is away. Great restart by Keegan, and we may already get 3 wide. Well, Brian Hewitt shoots the gap up into 10th. Joe Locke's making some moves up on the high side as well. Cale Spicer has had a problem behind. No caution yet. Mid-Powell, we've got some banging on the backstretch. And I think we'll see the caution here. Joe Locke's involved. The caution is out. Tyler Ott also getting caught up. We did say during pre-race this could be a battle of attrition. Let's take a look at what has happened in the last couple laps. All right, Cale Spicer's incident a few moments ago, coming out of turn 2, big loose, but he does just give the inside wall a little smooch. A few moments later, Ryan McDaniel off into 1 and 2. The back end goes around on him again. And finally, the incident that brought the caution out. Here you see a lot of banging. Tyler Ott ends up going around. They were almost 4 wide on the backstretch. Tyler Ott on the bottom just bumps up into another car, turns in. He and Lux end up in the wall. Good evening, Songbird. How are you tonight? And thank you so much for the raid, Songbird. All right, we should be getting 1 to green this time. We've got a lot of drivers that did come in, and a mix of strategies playing out. Some 4 tires, some 2 tires, some fuel only. These guys that are holding on to those tires, though, waiting as long as possible, trying to have an extra set or 2 late in the race. Keegan still in control up front next to the Dominator. Patrick Pieper now up 11 spots into 3rd. Pudge up 20 spots into 4th. All right, here we go, out of turn 4. The pace car ducks in. And the green flag flies again. Keegan nails the restart. And keep in mind, folks, now we have got a mix of tire strategies out on track. So some guys back there with 4 tires gonna be charging through this field. Guys like Shane Hoffman there in the 13 car trying to fight his way back toward the front. Keegan Cody and now Puchanowski in 3rd as Pieper goes way up the track through 1 and 2. And the caution is back out. Jacob Morgan, Jeffrey Goodpaster, Andrew Thornton, and Andy Wilkinson all involved. And let's see what brought this caution out. All right, there they are, looking down from the chopper, off into turn 1. Wow, 5 wide does not work at the Rock. This is not something you'll see every day, but they do end up briefly 5 wide. Wow. And looks like a couple of them get hit. Tyler Ott drifts it into 1 and 2. And thank you, Songbird. How are you tonight? Well, it has been chaos us early. We've seen several cars have trouble. We've already got Jeffrey Goodpaster out of the race and several drivers a lap down. Greg Welland and Mark Dantuma on pit road. The top 5 still have not been in. Andy Kirchenbauer currently sits in 6th. He is the highest running car on fresh tires. If anybody wants some collectible sheet metal after the race, just go to the infield. Teams are already throwing chunks out in the middle. I'm sure there's going to be some other miscellaneous parts, and if you get there in time after the race, you might be able to get your favorite driver's autograph on their sheet metal. Alright, lights are out. Everybody stacks back up for the restart. Surprisingly, pretty cool, 75 degrees. Air temperature 65. It'll heat up as time goes on, burn some more of that fog off. And here they come through 3 and 4 once again. Pace truck dives to pit road once again. The green flag flies. Keegan nails the restart again. And Pujanowski peeking under the Dominator for second. And wow, we've got some mid-pack battles going on. Wow, one car hard in the wall. It was Zach Mead. He's still stuck up there. Finally gets down. Shane Hoffman has come to pit road. He is showing a black flag. And Zach Mead is bringing it in. Likely has significant damage. Keegan still has the lead with the Dominator on his bumper. Pieper and Pudge battle for third, but Pieper shoots by. Indy's really shooting by up top on those fresher tires. As we mentioned, Indy Kirchenbauer now in 4th, the highest running car on fresh tires. But everybody from 8th place on back has been to pit road, and the vast majority of them have picked up tires. And once again, the family at war on track. Clay Kirchenbauer up top, Indy the kid on the bottom. And Dad, known for saving tires, holds on to 4th place. Meanwhile, the battle for the lead is heating up. And the Dominator takes it back. Cody the Dominator Burke back up in the lead. And Clay Kirchenbauer is making some ground now. Oh, holy cow! Pieper got into Keegan. What a save by Keegan. It stacks the group up around him. Man, an epic save by Keegan. That could have been a lot worse. Let's take another look. All right, there's Keegan in the Napa car. Patrick right behind. Patrick gets a better run into turn 1, right into Keegan's bumper. Moves up, backs off. Everybody checks up. Keegan manages to save it. Well, that to say the least. The Dominator still out front, followed by Clay Kirchenbauer. Patrick Pieper still holds on to third. Keegan is really starting to drop back now. He's back to 8th. I'm guessing that time sideways ate the tires up just a little bit. Cody the Dominator Burke out front has not taken on tires yet. His fastest lap was a 25.22. Last time by 26.22. Ryan McDaniel has had a problem. All right, there is Ryan. Looks like coming into 1 and 2. And loose again. Jacob Morgan just barely gets by. And fortunately, Ryan gets down on the bottom. Does not draw the caution. I have a feeling we're going to see a bit more of that before this is over. And folks, don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. We put out a lot of YouTube shorts every day. Go check them out. Cody Burke out front. Clay Kirchenbauer in second. Adam Rubel now up into third. Rubel's on the move tonight. Bradley James in fourth. Keegan has fought his way back to fifth. Hutchinowski in sixth. Indy Kirchenbauer in a group back behind. Indy, Richard Craig, and Patrick Pieper in that fight. Adam Rubel, Bradley James battle for third. James gonna take it. Both of these drivers have taken tires. Keegan Fleckenstein back in fifth, trying to make up some ground after leading early. Remember, once they get some fresh tires, they're going to have some fast laps out there. And you have to wonder which tire strategy will pay off tonight, as it looked like Clay kissed the wall through 1 and 2. He has slipped about a half second back behind the leader. He is trying to close back up. Greg Welland, who lost a lot of ground in the early going, is back up into 15th. Hutchinowski at the moment. No, Pudge is no longer the biggest mover. The half title goes to Bradley James at the moment, who's in third. 2.4 seconds behind Clay and closing. Cale Spicer went to the back, got caught up in an early incident as well. Cale has fought his way back into 10th. From the looks of it, Cale came in last time fuel only. Pieper kissed the wall. Cale slips by into 9th. looks like the driver's really starting to fight the car as the tires get worn down. And Pieper is coming in. The first green flag stop of the night. This is about on schedule for what we were expecting from Patrick. He is known for playing the short pit strategy. Tonight, though, I think it's going to make a huge difference. Pujanowski is also in. Looks like we've got several drivers that are going to play a two-stop strategy tonight. Patrick Pieper is on his way back off pit road. Remember, Patrick was in the top 10 prior to coming to pit road. He has now slipped back to 24th, but more importantly is what we're about to show you. As we go on board with Patrick Pieper. Headed down into turn 1, he has fresher tires than the cars ahead. Points it low, gets on the gas. Powers out, carries more momentum out of turn 2. Down into turn 3, there is Pudge ahead as well. Powers it back out of turn 4, but you can see the difference between old and new tires as they go off through 1 and 2, as Pudge just monsters by the leaders. And Pujanowski just got one of his laps back. The old-fashioned way, Pieper about to do the same. Did look like our leader may have kissed the wall, and Ryan McDaniel has had a problem. Oh, Ryan was down on the bottom through 1 and 2, got a little too much onto the apron. It unsettles the car and sends him around. Hey, good evening, Jason. How are you, buddy? Bradley James is closing in on the top 2. Now just 2 1/4 seconds behind and gaining. Well, welcome home, Jason. Clegan Fleckenstein now back up into 4th with Rubel on his bumper in 5th. Clegan has continued to fight back after that little bump sent him sideways earlier. Brian Hewitt, Gary Wright have also completed pit stops in the last couple of laps. Hey, good evening, Abby Prime. How are you? Brian Hewitt on his way off pit road. This is about to shake things up just a bit because the leaders are out front, but they're going to be getting passed by a lot of cars not on the lead lap. Abby Cody, it's going great. Cody, meanwhile, has opened up a 1.5 second gap on Clay Kirchenbauer in second. Bradley James now in third, Keegan in fourth, and Adam Rubel in fifth. Cale Spicer has now made his way back up into sixth. Greg Wellen in seventh. Richard Cragen now in eighth, but Jacob on the move. Jacob now to eighth. Richard Cragen in ninth. Vic Brown now to 10th. Whoa, Indy kissing the wall out of two. Indy lost a lot of ground as Mark now goes into 11th. And Colby just takes a position from Indy. And in that last lap, Indy dropped about 5 spots. Colby Whipple on the attack up 7 spots into 12th. And Mark the Man Dantuma up 17 spots into 11. Can the Dominator pull away? He's opened up a 1.8 second lead. Remember, so many fuel strategies playing out here. Fuel and tire strategies tonight. Interestingly, Cody is actually at, as well as Clay Kirchenbauer and Keegan. Those 3 drivers have not been to pit road lately, or yet. None of those 3 have been in yet tonight. They are approaching the fuel window to do this race on a single stop. Jay Briette coming to pit road. Colton Johansson also in. Looked like Colton had a problem on the backstretch. Clay Kirchenbauer still holds on to second, but Bradley James is just about to catch him. However, here's the interesting thing about those 3 drivers that have not been in. They can stop on lap 75, go the distance on fuel, but they can actually go several laps further due to those early cautions. They could stretch that fuel window well into the 80s. And it'll be interesting to see if that single stop strategy pays off when you got somebody like Bradley James charging forward. Adam Rubel moving up, Cale Spicer, Greg Wellen, Jacob Morgan, Richard Craig, and Vic Brown. All those guys maintaining pace. Mark Dantuma, Colby Whipple coming forward as well as Bob Ross and Eric Walkowiak. Eric now up 12 spots into 14th. He came in and got a happy little set of tires earlier on. It's also worth noting that Eric Walkowiak is the last car on the lead lap in 14th. Colby Whipple really on the attack here tonight. Colby up 8 spots now into 11th. He is closing in on Vic Brown ahead. And at the moment, Colby is actually faster than most of the drivers in the top 10. We saw Andy Kirchenbauer stop early, take on tires. He was one of the first. Fought his way up into the lead, but has now drifted back into 13th. Austin Ruskoff currently in 15th. He is in the lucky dog position at the moment. Hey, good evening, Jericho. All right, next time by will be the halfway point of this race, meaning those 3 cars can stop, top off on fuel, get a fresh set of tires, and unless if it stays green, they'll be able to go the distance. Keegan, for the first time, starting to lose a little ground, as Cale Spicer is really trying to get back up onto the podium. Oh, we've got a car at caution! Caution right at the halfway point. Zach Mead involved. And Keegan also caught up, and he has towed it in. What a heartbreak for Keegan. All right, looking down from the choppers, they go off into 1 and 2, and wow. Looked like Zach just got a big push up the track. All right, watch Keegan on this one. There he is, running in about 5th at the moment. The car up above comes down, clips him, slams him. His engine lets go as he tumbles. That is heartbreaking. And the leaders are on pit road. Jason, there's a coincidence there for sure. Jacob Morgan is staying out. He was last on pit road, lap 10. He really should come in and top off, but we'll see. May just be out to pick up some points. Eric Walkowiak currently in 2nd. Cody Burke comes out in 3rd. Cale Spicer in 4th. Clay Kirchenbauer in 5th. Bradley James in 6th. Greg Wellen, Adam Rubel, Richard Cragen, and now Colby Whipple round out the top 10. And Eric Wolkowiak is ducked back in. He is showing a black flag. That's odd. All right. Lights are still on the pace car. Let's get a word with Colby Whipple. Hey, Colby, it's Doug. You got me? Hey, Colby, it's Doug in the booth. You got me? Oh, there he was. I thought we were having technical difficulties. Let me get him back. Colby, can you hear me now?
Hello, Doug?
Hey, there you are. Have to say, a great run so far. What just happened on the restart? Okay, we'll let Colby concentrate. There was some weirdness on that restart. See if we can get another look at it here in just a moment. They are 3 wide coming around. Austin Ruskoff is showing a black flag. Andrew Thornton is showing one as well. We'll see if those black flags get cleared, but let's see. All right, there's the pace truck dropping in. You got one car to the inside dropping back. And it looks like that is what caused everybody to stack up on that restart. Man, that could have been a lot worse. Restarts at the Rock are very tricky. Cody Burke has slipped back to 4th. Greg Wellen has the lead for the first time tonight. And it does appear the black flags, Eric Wolkowiak is back out. It looks like the black flags are cleared. Meanwhile, Greg Wellen out front, opening up a gap on Clay Kirchner. Cale Spicer in 3rd, Cody in 4th, Bradley James in 5th. And Greg Wellen, his first time out front tonight, he is running away. Clay Kirchner sitting in 2nd, though, as we've seen all night. Nobody gets away from him for very long, especially on the long run. Cody and Bradley battling it out for 4th. Cale Spicer has worked his way after a rough start, has worked his way back up into 3rd. Mark D'Antuma now 22 spots into 7th, is closing the gap on Richard Cragen in 6th. And with this mess, he's going to get there quickly. D'Antuma about 1.9 seconds back from Cragen and gaining ground. Jacob Morgan now into 8th. Whipple now into 9th. Adam Rubel looking underneath. Andrew Thornton in that mix as well in the yellow and purple car. He is not battling for position at the moment. Hey, good evening, David. How are you tonight, buddy? Clay now has Cale looking underneath. Clay's not going to find him at the... Oh, yeah, he is. We've seen Clay be the fastest up on the high side a few times tonight using that highline momentum. But right now, it's not helping. And now the Dominator looking underneath. Greg Wellens lead, holding it about 1 second. Cale Spicer in second, trying to close that gap. Now is the Dominator on his bumper. Gary Wright has gone to pit road. Whoa, Cale and Burt get together. And they are banging doors off turn 2. Bradley James had a problem back behind. Out of turn 4, Cale pulls back into second, but that did give Greg Wellen a little bit of room. Now Burt goes to the high side through 1 and 2. Couldn't get it done that time. Colby Whipple currently in 9th of 10 spots. He's got Jacob Morgan closing in. But he is closing the gap on 8th place, Adam Rubel. Colby does have a bit of lap traffic around though. Lap traffic is going to be the story for the leader for the remainder of this. If we stay green flag, there you can see on the track map, and there is just not going to be anywhere on this track where there is not a car. The longer this stays green, the more spread out they get. Jacob Morgan is on pit road. And it looks like that second round of stops has begun. Cale Spicer still holding on to second with Burke in third as they come through significant lap traffic. Lee Kirchenbauer surprisingly slipping backwards now in 4th. Bradley James currently in 5th, Richard Cragen in 6th, Mark Dantuma in 7th. Adam Rubel still holds on to 8th, but Whipple not far behind in 9th. And Indy Kirchenbauer now back up into the top 10. Indy's early strategy ended up helping him lead a couple of laps, but also sent him way back. Now having to fight his way back toward the front. Cale Spicer is closing on the leader. Have a good night, Tina. Cody Burke still sits right there with him in third, but Cale is closing that gap down to Greg Welland, now down to just 0.7 of a second. Hey, good evening, Richie. How are you, buddy? All right, 50 laps to go here at the Rock. Will this race stay green to the end? If so, it's going to come down to who conserves their tires the best. Colby Whipple still trying to close the gap on Adam Rubel, Indy Kirchhammer, Pujanowski, Jacob Morgan, all completing pit stops. Richie, I hope you're okay, buddy. Message me if you need anything. Bradley James currently in 5th, Richard Cragen in 6th, Mark Dantuma in 7th. Those are the three bigger movers in the field in addition to Colby Whipple. And Cale Spicer is closing in on the leader. Now less than half a second back. Cody Burke about 0.6 of a second behind Cale. Pudge has had a problem back behind. No caution. Looks like Pudge has recovered. Let's see what happened. All right, there's Pudge down on the bottom. Out of turn 4, remember he had just got fresh tires, meaning they were also cold. Gets loose out of 4, slides through the infield, does recover. Greg Welland still has the lead. Cale in 2nd, Cody in 3rd. Clay Kirchhammer in 4th, right on Cody's bumper. And Bradley James lurking in 5th. Richard Cragen in 6th, about 5 seconds back. Mark Dantuma in 7th, closing about 1.3 seconds behind Cragen. All right, Richie, keep me posted, buddy. Adam Rubel currently in 8th, Colby Whipple in 9th, Vic Brown in 10th. And this lap traffic is going to be a big factor for the remainder of this one, especially with the top 5 so close. Richard Cragen in 6th, now has Mark Dantuma less than a second behind. Adam Rubel also has Colby Whipple about 7/10 of a second behind. And Cale Spicer has caught the back bumper of Greg Welland. Now, we found out last week these two race together quite a bit. They know how each other drives. More importantly, they might work together. Cody Burke in third, now 1.3 seconds back. Clay Kirchenbauer still lurking in fourth, and Bradley James in fifth. Andrew Thornton is in for his final stop, as is Colton Johansson. Gary Wright still sitting on pit road. Just 9 cars left on the lead lap. And Colby Whipple has caught back up to Adam. That is the battle for 8th. Whipple already up 10 spots tonight. Colby's been using that eye line through 1 and 2, and man, you can get that right. It is fast. We saw Clay Kirchenbauer passing everybody up top early in the race. As we mentioned early on, the longer they are green, the more the tire wear gets worse and slows the car down. At the moment, Greg Welland about 1.5 seconds off his fastest lap. Brian Hewitt goes up the track to let the leaders by. Hewitt currently in 22nd, but he was one of the drivers that early on had fought his way into the top 10. Folks, don't forget, tomorrow night, 7:30 Eastern, Home Motorsports is back on track. And don't forget, it's my birthday tomorrow. So come watch a Home Motorsports race and say hello. Colby Whipple now has 8. Richard Cragen is losing ground. Cragen has now slipped back into 9th. Vic Brown in 10th, though, about 23.5 seconds back. Mark Dantuma in 6th now has not closed the gap on Bradley James. And something we don't see very often, Greg Welland, Cale Spicer, 1st and 2nd. They are pulling away from Cody Burke. Cody now in 3rd, about 1.8, 1.9 seconds behind. Clay Kirchenbauer in 4th, about 1.5 seconds back. cars come through lap traffic and a lap car got the wall. Looks like Ryan McDaniel. That did allow Burke to close up just a little bit. He is now getting draft help from Pujanowski. Pudge currently in 17th. Pudge had problems in qualifying and made his way up into the top 5 earlier on. But man, he has struggled in the second half of this one. Cale Spicer starting to peak a little bit low. Waiting for the opening to make his move. Brian Hewitt is on pit road. Keegan Fleckenstein, after being caught up in that incident earlier on at the halfway point, is officially out of the race. Colby still looking for an opening on Adam Rubel. He's been on his bumper for a while, but hasn't been able to get past. "25 laps to go. Cale Spicer still looking for an opening. And the Dominator back in third, 1.9 seconds back. That is kind of a weird thing to say. We're used to seeing Cody up front showing them all how it's done. Clay Kirchenbauer in fourth. About 3.5 seconds behind the Dominator as Bradley James about 1.4 seconds behind. Their lap times almost identical, as is Mark Dantuma back in sixth. Richard Cragen currently sits in ninth. He's also the last car on the lead lap. Will he be able to hold on to the lead lap is the question. Cale Spicer looking for any opening. Now coming into tonight, Cody Burke led the points over Clay Kirchenbauer by quite a bit, a 156-point lead. Adam Rubel comes in tonight third in points. Patrick Pieper, Tyler Ott round out the top 5. But man, tonight's race is really going to shake up the points. Cale Spicer jumped up to 21st in points after his win last week. Greg Welling came into the night 32nd in points. He is way behind, but could pick up a lot of ground here tonight with the win. But they've got lap traffic battling ahead. Richard Cragen trying to stay on the lead lap. And Indy Kirchenbauer currently in 14th. Cody Burke continues to lose ground to the top two. Clay Kirchenbauer has started to gain ground on Cody again, but he is 4 1/4 seconds back. They're coming to 15 laps to go, and it looks like this will come down to a 2-car battle. Austin Ruskoff there in the middle of that. In the 88 car actually helped Greg out a bit there. Austin is on fresher tires as he goes underneath, and that did allow Greg a little bit of a gap on Cale. Oh, the leader kisses the wall. Cale Spicer not able to capitalize. He wasn't close enough. That may have been his one shot. Cody Burke still holding on to third. Clay in fourth. Bradley James in fifth. Dan Tuma in sixth. Adam Rubel, Colby Whipple, Richard Cragen, Vic Brown round out the top 10. Cale has caught back up to Greg. But more lap traffic ahead. Little bit of a close call for Cale, coming through 3 and 4 with one of the lap cars. Colton Johansson has been caught up in a lot tonight, is just trying to make it to the end for points as we're about to have a battle for the lead. Cale's got a run on the bottom. Greg has the advantage coming off the high side, 10 to go. And Cale noses ahead. Through 1 and 2, he'll take the lead. Greg looks low to cross over. Greg tries to get the run down into 3 and 4. Out of turn 4 though, Cale holds him off. Nine laps to go. This battle isn't over yet. Cody Burke, 3.7 seconds back in third. Unless these two wreck, he is out of it. Cale still holds the lead. Greg Welling may not have anything left. Those tires have got to be worn down almost to the radial belting. see they will have no real clean air for the remaining 6.5 laps. Greg Wellen in second is starting to lose ground to the leader, Cale Spicer. Greg likely to come away from tonight with the bonus points for leading the most laps. And here they come, 5 laps to go at the Rock. Folks, if you missed any of tonight's race, don't forget you can find it on our YouTube later tonight and in 4K. Cale's lead now 1.3 seconds over Greg. Merck in third now 3.8 seconds back. He is closing on Greg, but does not have enough time to close that gap. Ryan McDaniel kisses the wall as Cale comes down and gets 3 to go. Clay Kirchenbauer in fourth, Bradley James in fifth. Colby Whipple has made his way to sixth. Colby is definitely having a great season. Comes in tonight tied for 10th in points. He will definitely move up and gain some ground. 2 laps to go for Cale Spicer. He just has to keep the car clean and stay out of the walls from here. His lead now over 2 seconds. And here we go, the white flag flies one more time around for Cale Spicer. New to the league this season. Pulled off the win last week at the Nashville Super Speedway. Sends it into 3 and 4, and he's about to go 2 in a row. Out of turn 4, Cale Spicer will pull off the win at the Rock. Greg Wellen leads the most laps tonight, coming home in second. And a surprising third place finish for the Dominator. Wow. Yeah, it was a good race and a lot of unexpected events. And Eric Walkowiak just rammed Bob Wall. Eric just rammed Bob Ross into the wall. We'll have to have a word with him. All right, let's have a word with our top 3. Well, we'll have a word with our top 3 here in just a moment, folks. And as I said, don't forget, tomorrow night at 7:30 Eastern, Home Motorsports is on track, and don't forget to check out our YouTube channel. All right, let's start with the Dominator. Cody, I would say you just don't know how to save tires, but man, we've seen you do it. Not your best race, but still a podium. Cody, you got me? Hey, Cody, it's Doug. You got me?
Yep.
Oh, there you are. I have no idea what was happening in that other channel. Man, a great finish tonight. Although not your best, and it was surprising to see you losing ground there.
Yeah, I just was not good on long runs there. I was expecting cautions and drove I guess I backed up too much at the beginning of that run and tried to catch back up and just killed my right front. So hopefully I learned a little bit there, and we'll see what the next one holds.
Well, man, you still have a very significant points lead, and you'll probably actually extend it a little bit over Clay. And with stuff going on behind you, you'll definitely going to have a bit of an advantage. But you definitely have two charging for you this season.
Yeah, they're better than me right now, so I got work to do. It was a good points day, but I'm here to try to win, so I need to work on it.
Well, man, still a great run and a great finish. Congratulations.
Thank you. Good job to Kale and Greg. They were good tonight.
All right, Greg Welling coming home in second.
Amazing.
Greg, man, for a long time, it looked like you had that one locked up.
Oh, he was toying with me. Kale's, he's ludicrous good at this track. So he was just letting me look cool out front, and then he took it away from me and bullied me.
Well, he did pull away to a 2.3 second lead at the end there, so it was a little bit of bullying.
It was a solid amount. He was trying to hide it, but I knew what he was doing.
Well, man, you guys are definitely making everybody else work for it. That was a heck of a run. You led the most laps, so definitely a huge points night.
I didn't know I led the most laps. All right, I'll take it. Do we do old school Winston Cup points here, or do we do a modern version?
It's a little variation. You'll have to look at the Discord channel for it.
Okay, I'll figure it out.
Great run tonight, man.
Yep, thank you. Appreciate it, you guys. Thank you for broadcasting.
And finally, our winner, Kale Spicer. Kale, I have to say, Greg said you were bullying him. Oh, sorry, Kale. Greg said you were bullying him a little bit there by checking out by so much in the final laps.
Oh, he's fibbing. There was no bullying there.
Man, I gotta say, it looked like it was going to be a 1-2 between you two, which it was in the end, but, man, you definitely just checked out. That was a heck of a run.
Yes, sir. Yeah, when I came down to the end, I just had a little bit more storm in my clouds. Got around him and was able to pull off. That was a heck of a race, though. Had to come from a little bit of adversity in the start.
You definitely did. I mean, you ended up at the tail end of the field after one of those early cautions, and, man, still managed to fight back.
Yeah, you got to get those out of your system early on. Kind of shake that out, and then have a solid second half.
Well, you definitely did that tonight, man. You put a whooping on them good. And 2 in a row. Apparently, if the track is abrasive, you're just going to take away and dominate it.
Well, we got a thing for Rockingham here. It's in my back pocket.
Well, man, it definitely showed. A heck of a win, buddy. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Wow, what a race and what a finish. Patrick Pieper not happy with his race. I imagine there's a few guys that struggled here, bad strategy calls and whatnot, but overall an awesome night at the Rock. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Hope y'all had as much fun as we did. We will see you tomorrow night at 7:30. Have a good one, everybody.